Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We're really excited to have you with us participating in this event tonight. We've got some fantastic schools with us here today. My name's Andy, and I'm going to be your facilitator. And before we get started, just a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This presentation is being recorded, and that recording will be available at strivescan.com/Minnesota. Now I'd like to go ahead and turn things over to our first presenter, North Dakota State University.
All right, just bear with me for 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining. Hopefully you can see this. If you can't see this, Andy, if you could let me know. But my name's Matt Henry. I'm one of the admission counselors with NDSU. Specifically, I work in the Twin Cities area, so kind of the West Metro, Minneapolis, and a little bit further out into the suburbs. We don't have a whole lot of time today, so I'm just going to give you a quick overview about some of the basics and things you need to know if you're considering NDSU. And so I think we can just start right away by just jumping into the basics. So we are a 4-year public Division I university. We're located in Fargo, North Dakota. We're a mid-sized campus, so we have about 12,500 students, a little bit under 13,000. Kind of the best of both worlds, being in that mid-sized campus range for a lot of students. You get a lot of the big atmosphere of a large institution, but you don't necessarily feel that in the classroom. And I think that's a really big advantage of going to a school that is mid-sized, but of course, there's different options that are available for everybody. And then we're also located in Fargo, like I mentioned. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but just for those of you who are in kind of my area, or my neck of the woods, the Twin Cities, we're about 4 hours away from the Twin Cities, a little bit less than that sometimes if it's a light traffic day. So that is something that's nice. It's kind of a good mid-distance. Now, when you're choosing colleges, of course, kind of the main thing that you're thinking about going to school for is for academics. And we actually have 100 different majors at NDSU. They're broken up across 7 different colleges. As far as like popular programs, we have several that we would usually reference. Our College of Engineering offers 10 different majors. Those majors are very popular, and so that's what we're really well known for. But also our business programs, our nursing and pharmacy programs, and our architecture program are also fairly popular options. But with 100 different options, there's a lot to choose from. And one thing that's nice is across the campus, we have a 16-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So even though we have a little bit under 13,000 students, we actually have 800 faculty. And so that tends to keep our class sizes a little bit smaller. We do have some larger lecture halls, but for the most part, your classes are going to be around 40 students or less. And that really does help to facilitate some of the different hands-on learning opportunities across all of our programs, not just our programs in the STEM fields, but also our programs in the liberal arts and education and kind of you name it. We really try and make sure that's emphasized in the classroom. But college isn't just about the classroom experience. And so we really do encourage you to get involved when you are, on our campus, or of course, if you're at any campus. And at NDSU, we have a lot of different opportunities for you to do so. We have about 300 different student clubs and organizations. They're broken up across a wide variety of different areas. So some are going to be major specific. So we have the Society for Women Engineers. When I was a communication major at NDSU, I was involved in the Public Relations Student Society. There's also competition-based clubs, and those clubs can be like Concrete Canoe. We also do have club sports. So if you want to get involved in sports or athletics, you can do that even at a club level, which is nice, although we do have 14 D1 sporting teams. And then we also do have clubs across multicultural organizations, religious-based organizations, and even Greek life. So there's really a lot of different things that you can choose to do while you're on campus. But you don't just need to get involved by signing up for a club. You can go to one of our many different on-campus events. Something that is kind of nice at NDSU is all of our on-campus arts and athletic events are generally going to be included in your student fees. So if you want to go see a Bison football game, which is a pretty big draw, all you have to do is reserve a ticket ahead of time. You don't have to pay anything in addition. In addition to things being covered, like our athletic events, our wellness center actually has a membership that's included in your student fees as well. So if you want to take advantage of our rock climbing wall that's pictured here, or the cardio or weightlifting equipment and aquatics center, all of our different basketball courts or racquetball courts, you name it, you can do that without paying any additional cost. Another really big selling point of NDSU is location. We're located in Fargo. We always combine it to the Fargo-Moorhead area. Within that area, there's a population of about 240,000 people. So there's a lot of really great things to do. Lots of great local shops and restaurants. If you're a foodie at all, Fargo is a really great place to be. Also, there's plenty of different parks and trails. Even though Fargo is relatively flat, we even have mountain biking over by the Red River. So lots of different things to check out and stuff available for everybody. Now, as Minnesota residents, something that is really nice when you're considering North Dakota is at NDSU, we do have reciprocity for Minnesota residents. So you do pay a little bit more than North Dakota residents, but your total cost to attend NDSU sits at around $20,800. And that includes your housing, your meal plan, your fees, and your tuition. If you are interested, the admission process and the application process is open now for seniors. So if you're planning on coming for fall 2022, now is the time that you can start applying. Our application is available at ndsu.edu/apply. And we're looking for a couple things. We're looking at your GPA. So we would encourage a 2.75 GPA or higher, but of course we would encourage all students to apply as well. We also look for 14 core classes. Those are your English, your math, your history, sciences, and then 1 year of a foreign language. This year, we are not looking for an ACT or SAT. You are welcome to send that to us, but it is not required for admission. And we do not have an application fee, so it is free to apply. If you apply, generally within about 2 or 3 weeks, you'll get a reply back from us to let you know if you've been admitted. Finally, I do just want to mention that these are really great ways. There we go. These are really great ways to learn about institutions, but I would really encourage you to come do a visit. We have visit options Monday through Friday, as well as some special Saturday events and visit opportunities over MEA break. So if you are interested at all in NDSU, I would encourage you to take a closer look at our campus. You can find more information at ndsu.edu/visit. And that's my time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much to North Dakota State University. And next up, we've got Montana State University.
All right, everybody. My name is Andrews Groseth, and I appreciate your time this evening. If nobody can see my screen, I hope somebody lets me know. But thank you all for giving me some time this evening to talk a little bit about Montana State and some of your opportunities through our campus. For those of you who are not familiar with Montana State University, we're located in a community called Bozeman, Montana. We are about 90 miles directly north of Yellowstone National Park. We're the third largest community in the state of Montana, just over 60,000 people. That actually includes our student body population. So Bozeman is really a college town, sort of a two-sided community that we have wonderful outdoors opportunities for hiking and biking and camping and fishing and skiing. But also the good vibe and energy of a college town community with live music and wonderful restaurants and vibrant visual and performing arts communities. There really is something for everybody to get engaged with, both on and off campus. We have the largest airport in the state of Montana, and that is sort of a joke. We have 2 terminals in our airport, but we do have the largest and busiest airport in the state of Montana. So it's not easy to get to Bozeman, but it's getting easier to get to Bozeman. So for students from all over the country, it's kind of a welcome open doors community with a good student population that I'll talk about here in just a moment. Talking a little bit about the university itself. We are just under 17,000 students, 16,841 if you want to be ultra specific. And that makes us the largest university in the state of Montana. And that's something that we're very proud of. We are predominantly an undergraduate institution, only have about 2,000 graduate students at Montana State University. So majority of our students would be much like many of you out there pursuing your first degree after graduating high school. As I mentioned, we have a very interesting student body population. We're a 50-50 split with in-state versus out-of-state students. And that's one of the things that I think really does help us feel like a larger university. But really, we really pride ourselves on the things that reflect themselves as the support and services of a smaller institution. If you are looking for those larger campus amenities, we have it, that 50-50 student split. We're more than 300 different student clubs and organizations on campus, ranging from fraternity and sorority life to religiously affiliated groups, service groups, intramural club sports. And we're also a Division I sports team or a sports program as well. We don't have pro sports in the state of Montana, so that is really what everybody will rally around is our volleyball program, the football team, men's and women's basketball, all the way down to rodeo and skiing. In terms of areas of study, there is a lot that students can fall into. We are established as an agriculture school in the late 1800s, but we've really diversified our academic opportunities to have something for everybody. There's more than 250 different areas of study at Montana State University, and they're housed within 8 different academic colleges. One thing that I always want students to know about Montana State University is that every program that we offer, ranging from engineering to nursing to business to education, is a direct entry program, which means that once you apply and are accepted to MSU as a whole, you've just been accepted into every single degree program that we have on campus, meaning that you can start taking those classes as early as the first day of your freshman year. It's about momentum. It's about finding the good fit and finding yourself in an academic space that's comfortable and engaging for you right from the very get-go. In terms of what makes us a unique institution, I would say the style of education is what's most important for us. We are an R1 institution as recognized by the Carnegie Foundation. So out of more than 4,000 colleges and universities across the country, we are on a list of 130 schools for our approach to research in the classroom. This last year, we spent $192 million on student research opportunities at the undergraduate level. And so very early and often, we don't want you in textbooks, but we want you to get your fingernails dirty, have your hands on your education, and really don't just go through the motions, but be an active participant of your academic experience in the classroom throughout your 4 years. And in terms of our admissions requirements, we are established as our land grant school. So we have a rolling admissions policy. We don't have deadlines. Our application is open and essentially remains open for students. We do not require any test scores this year. We can use them for academic placement purposes into things like math and writing courses. But as long as a student has above a 2.5 GPA or graduates ranked in the top half of their class, you will be automatically admitted to Montana State University. No essays or letters of recommendation or commitment process. It's your college search. We value that and we want it to remain as such. Our scholarship opportunities are varied in terms of what you're available to pursue. As an out-of-state student, you would automatically be qualified for one program called the Achievement Award Program. This is an automatically awarded scholarship based off of your GPA out of high school, ranging from $2,000 per year up to $15,000 per year. And then at the department levels, there's different scholarships that students will be able to stack on top of their achievement awards based on their areas of study, should that be chemistry or engineering or nursing or health sciences, through a program called CAT scholarships. And you can see on the URL right there at the bottom of the page where you can find out more information about our scholarship parameters. In terms of student checklist items, for those of you seniors out there, our housing application and our FAFSA applications just opened on Friday of last week. So those are one of the things, but there's kind of 3 big things that I always tell seniors to do to let us know that they're interested in attending Montana State. Once we offer you a scholarship, accept that scholarship, apply for housing, and then in early February, you'll be able to sign up for your orientation program as well. So I know that that's my time. I just want to throw up one last slide. That's my contact information on the slide right there. I will throw this in the chat if you want to take a picture of it, but I just hope to keep in touch with you. I appreciate your time this evening. I know it was quick, but I hope you all enjoy the rest of your fair process. Thank you.
All right, thank you to Montana State University. And next up, we have Vermilion College.
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to chatting a little bit here about Vermilion. I'm going to share my screen with you all real quick so that we can just talk a little bit more specifically about the college here. Now, Vermilion's a little bit different, and I'm really glad that you all are in here tonight and that you're looking at these different colleges and really getting a feeling for your different options that are out there and available to you. Vermilion is a little bit different than everywhere else that you're going to probably look at. And the reason I say that is we are located up in Ely, Minnesota. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the area or might not know a whole lot of it, that's basically in the very northern tip of the state. So for students that are looking at come up here, they're really making a choice to get away from a lot of other things that are out there. I guess out in the middle of nowhere is a good way of saying it. Now, when I talk about that, the biggest thing for me is I'm not here to sell you on the school. I'm not here to talk you into going to a program or going to it. What I'm here to talk to you about is really finding your fit. So we start with that when we start talking about Ely and talking about the school, is we really want you to find a place that feels like home to you, that has the programs that you want, but more so has the lifestyle you want. When I start talking about lifestyle, I'm talking about a residential campus. Now, being up in Ely, we are on the edge of the Boundary Waters. For those of you that might not be familiar with that, that's a 1 million acre wilderness setting that allows a lot of our students to really experience the outdoors. I always said our students hunt, fish, hike, bike, canoe, kayak, four-wheel, snowmobile, four-wheel. They are spending their free time in the outdoors. And that is a really big part of our student life. So for our students that are coming to campus, this is always one of the things that I want them to know first, because Walmart to us really is an hour and a half away. Being up in Ely, it also means that we have a very good option of giving you some different housing that's on campus and more similar to university style housing. That means that we have a very active student life program throughout campus that includes a lot of things from varsity athletics and Division III intramural athletics, students that just want to go out and explore our different club options, but also exploring the area as part of a real campus activity. We also have a very active on-campus student life when it comes to things like movie nights, board game nights, active on-campus clubs, intramural athletics, things that really put students having the ability to kind of have that traditional college life setting. So as much as you may like the outdoors and want to experience the outdoors of it, we find it's very important to have kind of that active on-campus student life as well. We did just build brand new housing in the last 2 years. Timber Ridge housing is our new conceptual housing. So students, when they're living there, actually do have the opportunity to live in more of a townhouse style apartments with full courtyards and with the ability to be able to play games and kind of have more of your own home away from home. That being said, most of our students are not only picking us because they want the lifestyle that Vermilion offers them, but they're also looking at programs that are usually outdoor related as well. So most of our programs are going to focus on natural sciences, natural resources, and outdoor education. As a part of that, we do a lot with animals and animal care. Veterinary science is one of our larger degree programs on campus, with students mainly focused on veterinary technician, but also having the opportunity to get into wildlife rehabilitation. Our second bigger category, which is actually our largest category of programs that we do have on campus, is natural resource and water management. Everything under this category really focuses on students working with a natural resource. Oftentimes it's hands-on, whether you're looking at like forestry, wildlife, fisheries, all of those are going to have a very hands-on component. Some of our degrees are completed in 2 years with students be able to go out and find jobs. Other degrees are more designed to transfer to some of our partner schools across the area. Our third area program is called Outdoor Recreation and Wilderness. Now, all the degrees that are in this are focused on working with people in an outdoor setting. So this is where you're going to find things like outdoor education. You're going to find the wilderness and park management, where it's going to work more with the National Park Service or state and local park services, but really focusing always on that people first. Our fourth area is general liberal arts and sciences. So you might have heard part of what I've been talking about and say, you know what, I'm really interested in being up north. I want to have the outdoors as part of my experience, but you know, I want to be a doctor, be a lawyer, be a pharmacist, be a teacher. We are a liberal arts and science school, meaning we can give you those pre-professional programming and general studies that may hit your needs while still letting you live where you'd like to be at. Our fifth group of programs is under our law enforcement emergency services. Now, most students entering these programs are also interested in doing things like conservation officer training, outdoor law enforcement, more of the search and rescue, or working in like wildland fire. Our last category of programs is our business management. Much like the liberal arts and sciences, this does give you another option to be able to come up to school, experience the outdoors and experience the wilderness while getting more of a generalized business degree. So that being said, my last little slide here is just some contact information for Vermilion. I'll also share this in the chat. For students that are interested, we definitely encourage you to come and visit campus. Our priority application deadline is December 1st. So students are kind of looking at this and making their decisions now. That does put a little bit of a time frame for you. With that being said, thanks for listening and enjoy the presentations.
All right, thank you to Vermilion College. And next up, we have Coe College.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mo Mose from Coe College. I'm going to get my screen going here for you. Hopefully you can all see that. So we're going to shift gears a little bit from the outdoors and wild middle of nowhere area to Iowa. And we're actually in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, which is a city of about 250,000 people. So it's all about location, 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 as they say in real estate. So Coe College is a small private liberal arts college. We're about 1,400 students. So I always say we're kind of on the small side of small. We are highly, highly residential at Coe, which means almost all of our students live right on campus all 4 years. So it's a very tight-knit community of students at Coe. And one of the reasons that people choose Coe, especially from Minnesota, is that it's about 4 hours from the Twin Cities. It's a nice distance. You can still say you're getting out of state, still be able to drive home for a weekend if you need to. The location where Coe is in Cedar Rapids is something we have really leveraged over the last probably 10 to 12 years, especially. 100% of our students do an internship, off-campus study, or some type of research. And a lot of that happens off campus. So you see the downtown area of Cedar Rapids there. Coe sits about 10 blocks from the river. We're really close to downtown, so we have tons of internship opportunities. We have 2 top 25 teaching hospitals, one right across the street from us. So our pre-health and nursing, pre-med, any of the pre-health programs are really popular at Coe because of that. Cedar Rapids was also named a top 100 best places to live. And about 50% of our alumni base actually lives in the Cedar Rapids area, which is kind of interesting. They don't come from Cedar Rapids. Many of our students come from out of state, probably about 55%. But they like Cedar Rapids well enough to stay afterwards. You know, maybe they get an internship and then they get a job offer from that internship. We really leverage that alumni network. So you'll see here, we're ranked actually this year, top 10, number 10 by Princeton Review for internships in the country, and number 20 for alumni network. So those two things kind of work together to our students' advantage. So networking, we get students into our C3 center, which is kind of like, I like to say it's kind of like a career center on steroids. We get them in there their freshman year, connecting them with an alumni mentor. And then each year thereafter, they have different programming that they're a part of. So we're all about success after graduation. We have great advising at Coe. So our class size, our average class size is about 15, and that's from freshmen through seniors. So your freshman classes are going to be no bigger than about 25. So it's really nice, engaged classroom experience. And most people will have the opportunity to double major and still finish in 4 years. That is in large part because of our advising. We have an 11-to-1 student faculty ratio, which just means that you're going to know your faculty really well. They're going to become mentors to you, help guide you along the way so that you can be sure and be done in 4 years. Study abroad. So we really encourage our students to get off campus, either in the United States or abroad. And we have lots of programs. Coe is part of a consortium of colleges where we share many study abroad programs. Some of the more recent places people have gone: Argentina, Ghana, Italy, Japan, China, Ireland, England. Those are just a few. We have over 40 programs. We also have a New York City term that is our own program, and a Washington, D.C. term. Those are really popular with poli-sci, pre-law majors, and New York, of course, popular with our fine arts students, advertising, people wanting to go into those fields, but they're open to anybody. So lots of opportunities to get off campus and explore different parts of the country and the world. Success after graduation, all of those internships often lead to jobs. So nearly 100% of our students are employed or in grad school within 9 months. Many of our students get full rides to graduate school, especially in the sciences. Physics and chemistry have not had a graduate pay for graduate school since the 1980s from Coe, and that is a fact. They do so much research in the summertime and throughout the year that their resumes look like they're already graduate students. They're very appealing to graduate programs, and not just state school programs, but Harvard, MIT, Stanford, Vanderbilt, places like that. So if you're interested in researching, definitely look at Coe. So dates and deadlines, our application, we do have several application plans, but essentially, if you apply, you'll find out usually within about a week about your admission. March 1st is our application deadline. There is no fee. The FAFSA becomes or is available now as of last week. We encourage everybody to submit the FAFSA. We have amazing financial aid. Our average financial aid offer was $49,000 this year for our incoming freshman students. Our cost of attendance is right at about $60,000 per year. So the average student at Coe is paying around $11,000 to come to Coe. So it is affordable. We can make it affordable for you. These are just some of our visit programs, but you can find this all on our website. We have a virtual visit program coming up next Saturday. And then in November, we have scholarship opportunities. And then I am going to put in the chat more information and a form where you can find to get more information from Coe. Thank you, everyone, and we hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening.
All right. Thank you so much to Coe College. And next up, we have Augsburg University.
Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Josh Owens. My pronouns are he, him, his. I work for Augsburg in their admission office, and we are located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I always like to start off with kind of giving you a little bit of an idea on where we are located. So you'll see in your upper left-hand corner, downtown Minneapolis, upper right-hand corner, downtown St. Paul. Bottom left, you'll see Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, and a little bit further down is the Mall of America. Augsburg is located right where these two lines split. And the reason I have these on here, those are the blue and the green line light rail trains. And all of our Augsburg students receive a free Metro Pass when they're students with us. Gets you 100% free access to all of our buses and train systems within Minneapolis, within St. Paul, within the Twin Cities metro area. So a great way to get around and utilize all the things that Minneapolis has to offer. Moving our way in a little bit closer, we are within a couple of blocks of 3 light rail train stations. So just to kind of give you an idea there. And then if you're interested, I'd love for you to take a look at our virtual campus tour. I will drop this in the chat when I'm done here as well. Otherwise, we would love for you to visit in person also. A few quick facts about Augsburg. We are located in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood of Minneapolis, which is one of the most diverse zip codes in the US. And we are considered an anchor institution, which means that we really focus on creatively using our institutional resources to contribute to the health and vitality of the neighborhoods that we call home. So a lot of things that we're doing, connecting with our neighbors, connecting with the location that we are in. We're not just, an institution that you drop right in the middle of where we're at and we happen to be there. We are a private institution. We focus on the liberal arts. So in addition to the classes that you'll be taking for your major area of interest, you'll also be taking classes in the fine arts, in the humanities, in the sciences. And one of the things that we focus a lot on, especially in the first couple of semesters that you're with us, is helping you figure out your vocation. What are you excited about? What are you passionate about? Where do those different things come from? And how can we help you, dive a little bit deeper beyond that? We are a little bit of a smaller institution, about 2,200 undergraduate students. Average class size for us is about 15. And we only have about 50% of our students living on campus at any one time. We do have a much higher percentage of our first year students live on campus their first year, but we don't require our students to live on campus for any of their 4 years. So a little bit about our Augsburg student population. We are the most diverse private institution in Minnesota, looking at students of color. 56% of our students identify as students of color. And diversity means a lot of things outside of that for us as well. We're within the top 30 for LGBTQIA+ friendly institutions in the country. We are an ELCA Lutheran affiliated institution. About 15% of our students do consider themselves of the Lutheran faith. And about a third of our incoming class every fall are actually transfer students who are joining us from a 2-year school or another 4-year school. We have a step-up program, which is a program for students who are recovering from drug and alcohol addiction. So a lot of built-in support there for those students to be able to attend college and continue on their recovery journey. We focus a lot on neurodiversity with our class office, which is the Center for Learning and Accessible Student Services. disability specialists, as well as a lot of focus on technology. And then our Multicultural Student Services office is a unique office when compared to other institutions in that we have actually 5 different directors in that office. American Indian Student Services, Latinx Student Services, Pan-African Center, Pan-Asian Student Services, and the LGBTQIA+ Student Services office. So as you saw on the other slide, we have over 50 different majors that we offer. These are just some of our unique programs. We have a space physics program. We're a founding member of the Minnesota Space Grant College Consortium. We partner with NASA on a space grant. We have both undergraduate and graduate music therapy programs. We just launched a public church scholars program, which is a 3+2 program. So you get a bachelor's degree in theology from Augsburg, and then you spend 2 years getting your Master's of Divinity at the Lutheran School of Theology at Chicago. And then we did launch also a critical race and ethnic studies program, which is built into our required courses for all of our students. But this was launched in conjunction with the Justice for George Floyd initiatives. I'm not going to focus too much on this other than some kind of specific things. So all of our students, by the time they graduate, will have done some sort of experiential education. Internships, we partner with a lot of the 16 different Fortune 500 companies in Minneapolis and St. Paul. Study abroad, we have 3 different Augsburg-specific satellite campuses in Namibia, South Africa, El Salvador, Central America, and Cuernavaca, Mexico, that a lot of our students will utilize, but 300 different programs outside of those 3 that are specifically ours that you can utilize as well. And then undergraduate research, different volunteer opportunities as well. And the picture that you see on here is actually of the Augsburg River Semester. It's an opportunity for students to canoe 1,900 miles down the Mississippi River. That is actually a program that's happening right now. I just looked and they are just south of La Crosse right now. So making really good progress, a lot of cool things that program does through Augsburg. Our admission process, we are always free to apply to. We have 3 different applications you can choose from: Augsburg application, common application, and Act 6. Letters of recommendation are optional, and we are a test-free institution, so we will not utilize ACT for admission or for scholarships. Take a very holistic approach, so we're going to look at all sorts of different things. Cost for us about $52,000 per year. A lot of scholarships that we offer, and I'm running out of time here, but just wanted to touch on, we do have 2 full tuition scholarships. So if you're looking for more information on those, please feel free to reach out, and I will drop my information in the chat. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
All right. Thank you so much to Augsburg University. And next up, we've got Mayo Clinic School of Health Sciences.
Hi, and welcome to the virtual college fair. My name is Jolene Young, and I am an admissions representative here for Mayo Clinic School of Health Sciences. So I come with a little bit of a different admission process and how we operate than the previous colleges that you heard from. So I'll go over briefly with, what our school is about, and then kind of just talk about our programs and some unique things about us. But as far as admission requirements and things like that, it's all going to vary. But I can definitely walk you through that if you have interest after the fair. So we were established in 1975 or 1973, and we are a private accredited non-for-profit school. So we are accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, but each of our programs are also accredited as well. We have roughly around 1,800 students at any given time, and our alumni is over 21,000. The first program in the school is was our nurse anesthesia program. And our school is really focusing on those non-nursing and non-physician type careers in the healthcare field. But we have programs that cover roughly 55 different professions. And this can be in the form of the full academic programs, which I will show you. But we also affiliate with a lot of schools across the country for clinical rotations, internships, and then we also hold residencies and fellowships for physical therapists, occupational therapists, PAs, NPs, and pharmacists. Our outcomes are typically 100% employment with 50 to 75% at Mayo Clinic. And how our programs get established in our school is really based on the need of Mayo Clinic. If a clinical department is not able to keep their staffing levels where they should be, they can then come to the school and talk about starting a program. So we aren't looking at, what the need is, say across the US. It's really what Mayo Clinics need on all 3 of our campuses. And then this is a kind of a visual representation of some of our programs, at least the full academic programs. And with this slide, it's really to show you that our students are learning in a variety of settings. So depending on what type of, profession you want to go into in the medical field, maybe it's based on you're interested in the operating room. So you want to do something within that, or maybe you want to be behind the scenes in a laboratory program. We kind of hope that, based on the mix of programs that we have, that we do have something for everyone who is interested in a career in the medical field. And then, so for our programs, what we offer here, you can see we kind of have programs that sit at all levels of college. We offer certificate level, associate degree level, bachelor level, and then at the graduate level as well. However, Mayo Clinic does not grant any undergraduate degrees. And so the only degrees that our school will grant is going to be a doctorate of nurse anesthesia, a doctorate of physical therapy, and our brand new master's of physician assistant, which we have just had our second class start. And it is a 3+2 program going forward now. So we partner with the University of Minnesota Rochester as well as St. Mary's University in Rochester. So if you are a high school senior or you're going to be a senior and you're thinking about becoming a physician assistant, it's a really great opportunity where you do 3 years at one of those schools and then you come over and do 2 years with us. And it cuts off basically 1 year of tuition based on your traditional PA route. And so what we do is we affiliate with other schools so that with these other programs that we offer, students are able to get a degree at the end of it. One thing to point out right now is we do have several programs that are free of tuition because they are considered critical staffing needs at Mayo Clinic. So currently our pharmacy technician and our phlebotomy program are free. And then our clinical and neurophysiology technology program is also free. Pharmacy technician is going to run you 20 weeks and phlebotomy is going to run you 9 weeks in length. And these are all three of those are actually available to students when they graduate high school. They can be eligible to get into these programs. We do have 3 campuses, so Minnesota, Arizona, as well as Florida. And you can see some of our programs are offered on all 3, or they might be offered on 2, but the ones that do not have any states behind are all in Minnesota. So a couple of other factors when you're thinking about our school is our sizes are very small. So we have class sizes of 4 and our largest class size is 33. Our students will get to see a lot of rare and complex cases because Mayo Clinic has about 1.3 million patients that do come through the doors each year. And so with that, being that patients come from all over the world, we are seeing things that they may not see at another hospital. And as far as admissions, our tuition varies by program, by education level, as well as campus. Our requirements vary by program. So unlike the other schools, I'm not able to say that you have to have a 2.75 GPA, meet these course requirements. Everything is different depending on where the program is sitting. So if you take a look at our bachelor level, some of those will need the associate degree or bachelor's before you start. And then our application cycles also vary by program. Most of them will open up in November and December. And then this is my contact information as well that I will put in the chat. But thank you for your time.
All right, thank you to the Mayo Clinic School of Health Sciences. And that's actually our final presenter for today. However, we still have a few minutes left, so I would like to invite all of our presenters to go ahead and turn their cameras back on so we can do a little Q&A session here. Got a question to ask everyone. So the first question I have for you is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and start with North Dakota State University.
Sure. There's a lot of different advice that you could give somebody, and so I'm sure we'll all have various different things we'll mention. For what I would suggest, I would say, utilize the resources that you have, especially with admission counselors here. First and foremost, I can think all of us would agree that we just want you to go to the institution that's right for you. So if that's NDSU, that's great to hear. But if it's not, we just want to help you out in this search. So definitely take advantage of this. We're here to talk to whenever. So reach out to us and we'd be happy to help.
Absolutely. I would say, I want to echo everything. We are all in your corner, and we're here to be utilized as a resource. But I never want students to feel like they're going through this alone. And part of that is interacting with admissions counselors, but part of that is interacting with your peers and classmates and talking with them. And just the more information that you can receive, whether it's from a school, from a classmate, from an instructor, that helps you make the most informed decision possible. And so don't isolate yourself in the process. Have those conversations, broaden that scope a little bit, and that will really benefit you in the long run in terms of just feeling comfortable and confident with the decision that you've made.
I might keep it really simple. I'm going to say visit campus. And the reason I say that is exactly in reference to what was said before me. We want you to find your fit. Find a place that feels like home. Find a place that you really feel like it's going to meet not only your educational goals, but your personal living goals and the type of experience that you want out of college. And the best way to figure that out is spend some time. And once you have it limited down to a handful of colleges, go and actually visit the campus and spend some time there.
I would say don't stress about making the right decision. I really believe there is no right or wrong. I believe I had a fantastic experience myself at Coe, but I could have gone to any number of schools and had a fantastic experience there. It's what you do after you make the decision. If you want to be stressed about something, put your stress there and really use it to propel yourself forward. So don't worry so much about making the right or wrong decision.
I think expanding a little bit on what Mo said, don't feel like you have to have everything figured out right now. There's a lot of time in college. In college nowadays, a lot of it is figuring out what it is that you want to do and testing out a lot of different things. And so you're going to get a lot of questions from people at high school, at your graduation parties of like, oh, what are you majoring in? What are you going to be when you grow up? You don't have to know those things right away. So take advantage of the institution that you end up going to and the resources that they have. Don't feel like you have to know everything right now.
And I would say on top of that, do job shadows. Definitely network with, your parents' friends, your friends' parents' friends. Find people in the area so that you can get an understanding. Definitely in the arena that I am in, job shadowing helps so many students understand if this is the profession that they want to go into. And it's okay if you do a job shadow because you think this is what this profession does, but you find out it's not and you don't like it. That is what that job shadow was for. So that is my biggest piece with the whole college journey, is really getting in there and doing some observations and job shadows.
Excellent. Thank you so much. A lot of really good advice there. A lot of really good information today. I think we're kind of right at the tail end though. So I do want to say thank you so much to all of our presenters today for sharing more about their institutions. A lot of great information. Also, thanks to all of you for joining us. When you do close this window, there is going to be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. And also, you'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as all of the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Minnesota. Thanks again, and have a good evening.